some rumors. I don't think they're final yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but rumors that Jesus Ferreira and Paul Areola uh, could be moving to Seattle, and maybe that's what they're trying to do: stack up the talent to be able to manage this upcoming season for them. What do you make of the Ferreira and Areola to Seattle rumors?
Um, I know Sounders fans when they saw them, they were very nervous because like Arriola is a max TAM player and Ferreira's on a DP contract, but it sounds like both of these moves are being held up because um, Seattle's trying to get Dallas to buy out on like they're trying to get them to pay most of Ariel's salary because he has 1 year left on his deal, and basically Dallas is gonna like pay some of their salary, use that as like an off-season buyout, and then trade him, and then they would negotiate a contract extension on a lower cap hit for Ariola, who has fallen off a little bit, but he's still 29. Surprisingly, it feels like he's been in the league forever. But he's versatile. He can kind of play. You can play a wing back. You can play on either wing if need be. And Ferreira as well. They're going to try to negotiate his contract down to be a TAM signing instead of a DP signing. Um, and I think the holdup on that is trying to get him to agree to that because he still has 2 years on his contract. And I think I saw Seattle's beat reporter, Nico Moreno, who's great at what he does. He was talking about the holdup right now is Ferreira because they're trying to sell him on, hey, you're going to be playing Club World Cup. You've been wanting to move to Europe forever. This is going to be your opportunity. You're going to be able to play against those clubs directly in the United States. And he's had like a poor year and a half. So they're kind of hoping this could be his opportunity to earn his way back out there. It sounds like they're going to re-sign Albert Rusnak as well on a DP deal. And on the surface level, I like the moves because they're two players that they know the league. They're versatile. Ferreira can play as a striker. He can play as like behind even someone even more up the field than him in the middle. He can step out on the wing if need be. And Ariel, like I said, he can play multiple positions. So like when you're in all these competitions and like you maybe have to fit just 11 players on the field at once when you're playing in like 4 or 5 different competitions, those are some of the players you want, so you're not kind of stuck with four in the back, three in the back. You can kind of rotate your formation if necessary. But I know Seattle fans are nervous that these are going to be their two biggest moves, and now that they've kind of phased out of the Rui Diaz and Lodero last year, that they're kind of waiting for their next big outside MLS move to get another DP slot open because I think if Rusnak comes back on DP and Ferreira is not a DP, they still have one open because De La Vega hasn't hit the league running like they would hope. But I think they're a little nervous that those are going to only be their biggest moves. And in order to compete with Atletico Madrid and PSG, I think they maybe want one more name in that attack. So I like the moves. It sounds like they're going to go through, but it sounds like there's a lot of negotiating down contracts so they can make it work. And that's just the pain of this league sometimes.
Yeah, it feels like Seattle are trying to do some money ball and also just use their, like you said, use their power to say, hey, Club World Cup, CONCACAF Champions Cup, like right now you guys aren't in those competitions. Don't you want to play at the highest level? And I think clubs should be doing that. I'm sure clubs are, but I think our high level clubs should be trying to do that because why else should you achieve those or try to achieve those honors? Use that power to your advantage, essentially. For Ferreira and Areola, it's been a steady decline at Dallas, the way Dallas has steadily declined as a club, just statistically. Areola in 2022 had 10 goals, 6 assists in MLS. In 2023, he did struggle with injuries, 2 goals, 4 assists. And then a little bit better in 2024, not much, 5 goals, 3 assists. So a player of his dollar amount, a player of his quality, Dallas won't be happy with what they've gotten. So I'm not surprised they maybe even they're just trying to get rid of him, and maybe they will buy him out, and that's why Seattle are kind of playing hard to get. And saying no, you're gonna have to buy him out if you want us to take him off your books. And then Ferreira, similarly, in 2022, he had that amazing season, 18 goals, 6 assists. I don't, did he win Golden Boot that year? Or he might have been really, really close. Can't remember exactly.
Yeah, I don't think he did in 22.
I think he was close, but so yeah, I see you're looking that up. In 2020,
Mukhtar won it all.
Mukhtar. Oh, that's right. That's right. 2023, 12 goals, 4 assists. So still a good season, slight decline. And then last year, 5 goals, 3 assists. Struggled with injuries this year. He always kind of has something going on, it feels like. Same with Areola. So statistically, they're on the decline. The club to replenish them, to reinvigorate their careers is definitely Seattle, though. And I'd be pretty confident that they would both see success at Seattle individually. And I think it's more of a club and coach thing at Dallas. And I have complete trust in Schmetzer to help them out individually.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm like in their phase of their career, Ferreira, he's had great seasons in 22 and 23, and he hasn't been able to move out of the league from Dallas and get that next step, especially if he wants to get and 20, like for now, he's got to be thinking not just to get the move to Europe. He's got to be thinking, I want to make that World Cup roster when it's in the U.S. and I want to be a factor. Like I want to gain that striker job. So for him, he's probably thinking that's not going to happen if I stay at Dallas. So I think Seattle's playing hard to get for both players because they understand this is a better fit for you, and we might be your only option out right now. So like I think they're both going to jump on it, and I think it's good pieces. You add them with the Roldans. They had some young players that stepped in great this year. Jackson Reagan, I Obed Vargas, like those guys, like had really solid seasons. Their defense was good. They just need to add a little bit more to their final third, and I think this might help them more. Maybe not even just in these tournaments, but it might kind of help them keep afloat a bit during the regular season. Because even if Ariola and Alex Rodon like aren't playing on the right flank at the same time, like at least you have like one of them maybe focusing on those international competitions and one of them focusing on regular season play when you're playing 2 matches a week. So I think this will help them be flexible a lot. And luckily, they're getting a lot of young players through their academy and the draft right now. So I think they might have the depth to keep afloat throughout this, maybe even more than Miami, just because we've seen Miami hit a lot more injuries more with their older roster they have. So with all these added competitions, I think this move would be good for Seattle. It's not official yet, but it sounds like it's going to happen.